What's up everyone, today we are at a trampoline, and that's because I wanted to show you a few little tricks and a few games to improve your air awareness and coordination. And we're gonna start right off, and the first game is called Add-On. It's a game that I really like and I've played for like my whole gymnastics career. Just awesome to play with friends, and the rules are like this. Basically you can play with however many friends you have. It will be pretty slow if you are with like 10 people, but the best is like 2 to 4 or 5 people. But for this example we're gonna go with 3. So the first person goes up and he does one trick. Mostly it's like a setup trick, not too hard. And then the second person comes up and he does another trick behind it. Then the third person does another trick, just adding tricks after each other. It basically looks like this. So for example, person 1 does this, then person 2 does this. So the first skill. So that's like the first skill, and then the second skill afterwards, which he can come up with his own. And then person 3 has to do skill 1, skill 2, and then come up with skill 3. And once all the players have done their first trick, then you start over again with person 1. So he does trick 1, trick 2, trick 3, and then trick 4, which is designed by person 1. Trick 1. 2, trick 3, trick 4. And you basically just keep doing that until one person couldn't do a certain skill anymore, and then he's out of the game, and then you're left with 2 people, and that just goes on till one person fails again, and then we have a winner. And I really like this game because people can actually push each other to do new skills. When someone does like a double front and one person hasn't done it ever, then everyone's hyping that person up to just do it and go for it. Maybe push a pad or something. And it's just because they don't have to really focus that much on the double front. Everyone knows he can do it, and he knows he can do it too, but it's just a little bit scary when you have to do it on a trampoline. But when you're focused a little bit on the other skills, then it's much easier to do. And it's also just very good for general endurance, because you have to keep going and going and going. Eventually in some games we'll have 20 skills, so that's pretty taxing. And this game just really carries over to high bar a lot. There are so many similarities. Like a Coleman is pretty much like this. And once you do that like 50,000 times on trampoline, it gets so much easier on high bar. And the second game, which is very beneficial, is this little landing game. Usually we just kind of start off with a front tuck, front pike, into half twist, full twist, and now all the way up to 2.5. Sometimes you will triple twist. Usually we just kind of give up on triple twist because it just never works. And then we do the back stuff too. You can just kind of figure it out what skills you want to do really. You can basically do anything as long as there is a landing in it, which is pretty much always. So you can also do like a combination, like a front layout, and then build up from the layout, and then full twist, double twist, whatever you want to do. And you can also do double flips, pretty much anything really. And what I also really like about this game is that you don't need any friends. Yeah. No, but for real man, no one wants to play with me, it just sucks. So usually I just kind of do it in either my morning training or my afternoon training as a warm-up. It's like a little challenge, and how many attempts can I finish the full game. And this is obviously good for your landing coordination, but I also think it's very good to like perform under pressure. Say sometimes we do this in teams, so we have like 3 teams of 2 people, and then you not only have to hit it for yourself but also for your team. So that puts a lot of pressure on you. And with sticks it's always a little bit sketchy when you're under pressure. With something like that little game that I showed you on trampoline, on the big trampoline, then it's like, oh whatever, we're just kind of doing whatever and it will work out. But now you have to be really precise, and if you have to be precise under pressure, then it's a little bit harder. So overall it's a very fun game, super beneficial, and I really recommend to do it like just a lot. And I have one more thing to show you guys, which is not really a game, it's more of like a tip. And that is to differentiate. So say for instance you're doing the same 1.5 twist front every time over and over and over again. Are you really gonna get a bigger like concept and understanding of where you are in the air when like something goes wrong, for example? No, you're not, because you're doing just the same thing over and over again with the same positions in the air, and then your brain gets used to, oh, like I'm now here, and it doesn't really have to think anymore, so it gets lazy. So like you really need to challenge yourself and differentiate and change things up to really get a bigger picture and get that air awareness. Like you can do a 1.5 twist to your back, or a double twist to your back, or double front tuck half to your stomach, or 2.5 twist to your side or something. I don't know, just do different things. And it doesn't have to be just in the landing where you differentiate. It can also be something you do in the air, like clapping, for example. If you can clap at a precise moment, like over and over and over again, I think you can also twist at that moment. So a lot of people have problems twisting too early, so I usually get them to clap at exactly one moment. For example, in a double back, it's like exactly when you're upright, then clap. And if they can do that, they can also twist at that moment. And then it's like your mind gets more connected to your body in some way. I know it sounds weird, but it's definitely true. And I also feel like some gymnasts are thinking like way too much about one specific trick they want to do. And if you let them do like just some crazy stuff, then they kind of disconnect from that really thinking and doing exactly what they think they need to do, and just play around for a little bit again. And then everything will fall into place. So if you challenge yourself, you will be improving so much faster. Change means evolution. And what I'm trying to say by that is, if an aspect in your life changes, then you have to adapt yourself and get better yourself to overcome that. And this is kind of a not as significant aspect of your life, but it's still something you want to improve on. So you have to change things, so you challenge yourself. So your body will improve and adapt and evolve itself. Usually what I think is the best scenario is that your coach will be just saying what you have to do, and then your mind will just shut off. You have to shut it off yourself and just do it. Don't think about, oh, what if I blah 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 blah. Just do it. And then you will feel like, oh, if I move the shoulder like this, I will flip faster. Or if I keep it more upright, I will stay more upright and not flip as fast. And you will find out those things just by doing like crazy stuff. You have to make big changes to make big changes in your mentality and in your air awareness, obviously. That's what I always say, like when, for instance, doing a tag half, I'd rather go way in front of it and then way over it, and then hit it to handset, and not make those small little changes, because then you really can't feel the difference in what you're doing. But like, yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you've learned something from this. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.